I need a police officer.
So what address?
2350 Fieldwood.
Okay. Have you already called, ma'am?
No, I just called right now. Somebody just shot. I think that my dad just got shot.
Okay. By who?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just heard like four gunshots fired. There's a hole through my door, and he told my dad not to move before he kills him or something, but I can't.
It's a story we've been following all morning long. An officer shoots and kills a man on San Antonio's west side. Police say a woman was also shot by an ex-boyfriend. There are 3 scenes total. That has SAPD's chief of police asking a lot of questions.
What they do know is this is where a police officer shot and killed a man at that man's home. What they're still trying to figure out is why that police officer was here.
This is a story of either a hero who saved a woman and 3 kids, or a cop who unnecessarily killed a father of 4. A close look at the case shows the high stakes faced by departments forced to rehire officers fired for misconduct, and the dilemma faced by police chiefs struggling with whether to return these cops to the streets. It begins on a night in July 2012, when Michael Garza, an undercover officer for San Antonio's gang unit, got a text message that changed his life. A woman he knew needed a favor. 5 hours later, officers found him covered in blood, standing next to the body of his lover's ex-boyfriend.
In the July night in 2012, we do know that Officer Garza, who was a plainclothes police officer serving in our gang unit, we do know that he was drinking that night, and he had quite a few text exchanges with his girlfriend, Abigail Hernandez.
The heart of the case lies in the details. At 8 p.m., Officer Garza was conducting surveillance on a suspected drug safe house. With his city-issued phone, he got a message. It was his girlfriend's friend, Abigail Hernandez. The two had been sleeping together. At 10:30, the officer picked Hernandez up from her apartment and dropped her off at the Thirsty Horse Saloon. Garza then headed back to the area under surveillance. To blend in, he drank a Bud Light. In some cases, officers are allowed to drink on the job, as long as they have permission from their supervisors. But that night, Garza did not. At 1:30 in the morning, Hernandez sent him another text message. Garza, still on duty, wrote back, He picked up Hernandez, and the two left the bar at 2 a.m. When they arrived at Hernandez's gated apartment complex, her ex-boyfriend, Alfred Aragon, was waiting outside. Hernandez and Aragon had a 1-year-old son and a tumultuous relationship. Earlier that night, Aragon had sent her dozens of messages, some begging her to get back together. An argument broke out, and Aragon tried to open the locked door of the pickup. Garza and Hernandez left. They believed Aragon would no longer be in the parking lot and returned a second time. Aragon confronted the couple again. This time he was armed. Hernandez and Garza tried to escape, but as they waited for the gates to open, Aragon followed their truck, firing his 9mm pistol. The police scanner captured the chaos.
I got one shooting at my vehicle. I got one shooting right now.
Aragon fired at least 4 times before driving away. Hernandez was shot in the stomach and arm.
And instead of driving to a hospital, Officer Garza then pursued the boyfriend to his home.
A high-speed chase began. Garza followed Aragon to his home on Fieldwood, about 2 miles away.
Here, you have one at some point. .5342, we got a the officer involved shooting, he's okay. The officer's passenger is hit in the stomach, go ahead and step it up.
Garza fired his city-issued Glock at least 9 times, striking Aragon 3 times in the back, the arm, and the foot. Shortly afterwards, he was pronounced dead. Aragon's pistol was never recovered. He was unarmed when shot by Officer Garza.
This is Leroy Carrion, SAPD Homicide, and I'm at University Hospital.
Later, Hernandez spoke to investigators from her hospital bed.
What's going through your mind? I mean, what are you thinking?
The woman told investigators her ex-boyfriend didn't have a violent past, but she and Garza feared for the safety of her son inside the home.
His dad was freaking, lost it.
To Hernandez, Garza did what anyone would have expected of a cop: save lives. The head of San Antonio's police officer union agrees.
You're just trying to take the lady home because she was a friend of yours, and all of a sudden out of the shadows somebody starts shooting at you, or you've got bullets ripping through your cab of your pickup truck, and you're like, what the hell's going on? Now it's about survival at this point.
Garza was known for his decision-making under pressure and was twice named Officer of the Year. But Chief McManus questioned his decision-making that night. He wasn't alone. Aragon's family, too, were horrified after learning details of what happened.
Alfred was a father of 4. He had his own business. He was looking forward to the future. And, him shooting at them or him approaching them with the gun, that was wrong. But that's why we have, our justice system. The cop, he played police officer, side boyfriend, judge, all in one night, all in 10 minutes.
The investigation took months. A grand jury declined to pursue murder charges against the officer. But Internal Affairs found Garza had violated 7 departmental rules, including lying to homicide investigators. The city argued Garza should have taken Hernandez to the hospital and waited for backup instead of pursuing the shooter.
The chief made the decision that he should be removed from the department, and I supported the chief's decision.
Garza fought to get his job back through an appeals process known as arbitration. During his job appeal, officers that knew him testified to Garza's ability to catch criminals and the importance of his deep undercover work. The chief, on how his reckless decision-making brought dishonor to the badge.
I was flabbergasted when I received the word that an arbitrator had overturned the termination and had directed that Officer Garza be reinstated. I believe that his actions were not becoming of an officer that we would want to have within the San Antonio Police Department. I shared that with the chief. He strongly believed that Officer Garza should be removed. And we both said at the time when he was reinstated that he would not be returned to patrol, as we felt that he was not capable of serving our community well and was a liability to the city.
The arbitrator agreed there was misconduct, but believed Garza's record earned him a second chance. The city decided Garza would never patrol the streets again.
Basically, he's been rubber gunned. And the chief has said, okay, I have to take you back, but I don't have to put you back. By virtue of my authority, I'm going to put you somewhere in a hole somewhere, and you're never going to wear a uniform again, and you're never going to be a policeman again.
This picture here framed is...
Those that worked with Garza disagree with the city's decision, including veteran detective Eddie Gonzalez, who worked with Garza for years, taking illegal guns off the streets.
I think there would have been some lives lost that night if Mikey had not have acted and taken the action that he did. And I supported him fully, and I think majority of the rank and file officers also supported him in the action that he took that night in saving lives. It's one of the best coppers I ever worked with, and I'd still like to work with him today.
San Antonio officials said Garza declined to comment for the story. He remains on the force, assigned to desk duty.